Where are we going this week? Let's head to the Highlands. Hello again, I'm Nathan. This is Whiskey Wednesday on Wasn't My Fault, as I said. Going to the Highlands. The Highland Park, in fact. This is Highland Park 12-year-old Viking Honour single malt whiskey. So we shall have a look. And obviously it's bottled and distilled in Scotland. I do like the design on it, if you can see that without the light shining like too much. Probably not, but there'll be pictures elsewhere anyway. So that is a very nice and unusual shaped bottle with all the nice design and so on the front to match the box. It's a really nice one. I've wanted to try this for quite some time. It was on sale, so I thought, why not? 40%, again, as a lot of these whiskies tend to be, just kind of average, nothing special about the strength. But we shall see if there's something special about the flavour. That's a very small cork. That was unusual. It's got a twist as well. That's unusual, so you have to twist it, then pull it off. It's a much smaller cork, but it does have a slight twist to it. So nice. Interesting. Right. Let's put this to one side. I do like that. That's nice and solid, and it feels like it's in place then when you have to twist it. Quite cool. Smells like whiskey. What else? Some sweet notes and some smoky notes in there. I'm just trying to see if I can figure out what it is. A slight fruitiness to it. Slightly creamy smelling, kind of that vanilla-y, creamy sort of smell you sometimes get. Sort of citrusy, not quite orange, or it's just kind of in that time, maybe more sort of along the lines of grapefruit. And the sweetness, I think, is a more kind of honey tone to it rather than kind of maple syrup or anything like that, as you'd expect with a Scotch. It's got more of the honey kind of notes, but not too much, just a kind of touch of it. Surprisingly alcohol forward. And lots more on the finish. That's quite interesting. The initial hit is kind of quite ethanol-y, to be honest, and I'm still getting different notes in the flavour as it finishes, so that the ending is quite nice. It's got a nice finish that kind of carries on and evolves. Interesting. So yeah, it's got the sweet notes, but most of it is in the finish. It is, I said, it is quite a lot of alcohol flavour in the front end. A little bit of fruit, a little bit of honey. But then it's the back end that you get the kind of fruitiness and a little bit of the kind of smokiness to it. Not really kind of a peaty smoke. Slightly, but not too much. Just a little bit more from the barrel than actual peated malt, I would have thought. From the flavour of it anyway. I don't know much about it. I've not read up on it too much. I try not to cloud my judgment too much. Yeah, it kind of continues. It has got the slight saltiness to it that you'd expect from like peated ones and that sort of thing. But just a little bit, just like in the finish, it just kind of, it keeps going and goes through slightly different stages of the slight fruitiness and then the honey and then the salt. It's quite interesting. At that time, I kind of tasted the sweetness and so on, and then the ethanol kind of hit. That's an interesting one. That's one that's going to take a little bit of exploring, because it has got a number of different flavours going on, but it's not that easy to find out what each one is. So let's do the usual with the water and see what that does to it. There's more floral notes now coming through it. I'm still getting the honey, definitely, and yeah, more floral, slight citrus, but more kind of flowery tones to it, which is quite interesting. Again, there's not as much on the front end as I expected. It's got flavour there, but it does have a lot more of the ethanol burn. You have to kind of stay with it and let it kind of develop as it goes away, which is quite unusual. All right, what do masters of malt? What's the box say first of all? Alright, so it's a little bit about where they make it in remote islands, and then results in intensely balanced single malt Scotch whisky, perfect harmony of aromatic smoky peat, and the flavours of sweet heather, honey, and rich fruitcake. Smooth and full-rounded, it's whisky that truly stands apart. Okay, there's a bit blurby for my liking. Okay, so master malt say notes fresh, clean, very aromatic. Floral notes abound the senses of light grassiness, notes of creamy manuka honey, and a touch of juicy citrus with cream and well-balanced sweetness. Okay, palate rather full with pleasant depth. Looking somewhere in the substratum, a grilled orange lies. Notes of granary toast and green tea with jasmine and such a sweetness. Finish quite long with peppery spice and wood shavings. Some of that I agree with, some of it may not, but it is obviously dependent on your own personality and what you've kind of had the rest of the day and what you can taste out of things and what you're used to. But very subjective, but I've got a lot of that. I think it's quite interesting. It's going to need a little bit of getting used to, so I'm going to have to drink a few more of them to find out what I think of it. It's good, and it's definitely got a lot to it, which I do like, so it's quite interesting trying to figure out all the different flavours in it. So let's carry on, shall we? Okay, so here we are, lined up, as always, to test this in all the different ways I can be bothered to do. I could do it more ways, but that would just be ridiculous. I think 7 shots is enough for one video. All right. Twist the lid, and we're all done. Haha, right. Let's have a quick stir of these. Get this so I can rinse slightly so I'm not contaminating each one with the other flavours. There we go. Okay, okay. A little bit of the kind of whiskey smell in the Coke. A bit more than I was expecting, to be honest. No, there's definitely something there. I think it's the more prominent alcohol flavour I was getting from the plain one. It's definitely showing through in the Coke, which is quite nice. It's not too alcoholic. You can kind of taste it like if you have vodka or something, you can always taste there's a bit of alcohol in it. You kind of get a bit of that, but there's a little bit of the kind of citrusy and the honey as well in it, which is actually quite nice. That's actually not bad at all with Coke. I do quite like that. That's quite interesting. Sound like a villager in Minecraft. Not a lot on the nose, as often happens. As expected, there's a lot of ethanol notes in the front end, not much of the honey or the kind of floweriness and the citrus. There's more in the back end. You kind of get the honey notes at the end. A little bit of the kind of wood smoke and woodiness that's coming out back end. It's not bad. It's pleasant enough. It's nice to sip. I wouldn't say no to one of these, definitely. It's pleasant. It's not too overpowering. I was expecting the kind of alcohol ethanol notes to be too forward facing because I could sense them quite a bit in the neat one, so I was expecting with the ice to bring those forward a lot more and be kind of overpowering, but it's not too bad. It actually mellows it down enough that it makes it quite an interesting drink. So yeah, that's not bad with ice, must admit. Not bad at all. So I'm getting kind of fruity floral notes from the coffee, which I did not expect. Usually it just hides them. Again, it's taking the bitterness away. So if you don't like bitter coffee, add some whiskey, buff with sugar, much better. That's nice. I can't say there's loads of flavours I can pick up, but it has mellowed out the coffee quite nicely. Noise people upstairs. And I quite like bitter coffee anyway, so it just kind of makes it a little bit different. There's still a slight bitterness to it, but it does sweeten up a little bit. And yeah, there's still the kind of alcohol notes, so you can tell there's alcohol in it, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell what one, but it does mellow out the slight honeyness to it. Very small hint of citrus as well. That's rather nice. Okay, old-fashioned time. No, that's not bad. Well, this one does bring something to the table. A lot of the Scotch tends to be a little bit too, sort of, I don't want to say mellow, because that's not quite the right word. It's too many different sort of flavours and subtlety in it, which is why I think the stronger bourbons always work, as I've said many times before if you've watched my reviews. But that's not too bad. It's not too bitter. It brings some of the sweetness from the whiskey, and obviously it's got citrus already, so that's hard to tell, but it brings some of the floral notes and that sort of thing. It just kind of mellows it out a little bit, makes it a little bit more drinkable. It's not too bitter now. It has sweetened it up. Considering it's got like simple syrup and stuff in it, usually the bitters come through a lot more, but it's got some of that and some of the honey notes from the whiskey. It's not bad at all. It's quite a nice drink. I don't mind that. Go back through these, yes. Go back to coffee again. I'll have something sweet. Still, yeah. More of the kind of alcohol notes on the finish as well as the sort of honey and yeah, a little bit of the kind of wood smell. Not woodiness. Some of them end up quite a woody coffee. That's not. It's just a nice, pleasant, slightly sweeted coffee. Nice. Yeah, the cogs. I said slightly sweeted. I mean sweetened. Idiot. Yeah, it just kind of mellows out and it's drinkable. You get some of the subtlety. If you look for it, you can get the citrus notes and the honey and that sort of thing out of it, which is quite nice. No, that is really nice. Not bad at all. I'm quite impressed. That worked pretty good, to be honest. I quite like that. So thanks a lot for watching. Please join me again soon. Subscribe, comment, like, and all the other nonsense that everyone tells you to do in every single video. So why be different, eh? And join me again next time. See you soon.